Hi friends, welcome back. Woo. As ever, please don't forget to subscribe. I've had quite a good week really. I've had a week off from my normal corporate job, so quite chilled, kind of seen the folks, and I'm kind of itching to film now. It's like, want to film, need to film something. So yeah, film time. So I want to talk today a bit about friend zone. For those who don't know, friend zone is when, well, it's traditionally when a girl will place a guy in the role of friend zone because they're not sexually attracted to them. It's been traditionally attributed to men, but it could also be attributed to women as well. So women can sometimes get stuck in friend zone, but it's not as common. So whereas I think it's really good if you kind of start off with friends with someone and you get to know them, and you can build a relationship from that. It's probably, I'd say it's more likely to happen from a girl's point of view than a guy, because I tend to find that guys are more clear cut. If they don't fancy a girl, then they just don't fancy them, and that's that. They tend to just not revert from their type, which is what I've kind of found. But I can remember many a time, particularly at university, having a crush on someone, this guy, and I was just so like in awe of him, and was just basically just stuck in friend zone. There was absolutely nothing I could do to escape it. He just didn't see me in a sexual way. He literally just saw me as a friend. So I had another guy friend, and I just asked this guy friend to ask his guy friend out. You know when you're younger and you don't go up to someone and you literally just ask your friend. So he asked his friend, and then he was like, "Sorry, Claire, he just doesn't see you like that. He just sees you as a friend." And it's like, oh no. Friend zone, stuck in friend zone. What can you do to get out of friend zone? The thing is, people kind of say all these things. I don't think you can. I think once you're kind of stuck there, there's no obvious way out, and you kind of left with two strategies. I mean, what I've seen from like romantic films is the strategy of the guy that absolutely like simps after the girl for like 10 years and they finally get together, and it's like, that's not a way to live, is it? Just like being someone's friend and like hanging on to them, trying to get them to like you, or you just declare your feelings and then just walk away. And I think that's what a lot of people do, is they're just really open and vulnerable, and they just tell someone that they like them, and then if they don't like them back, they're like, oh well, at least I've tried. Do you know what I mean? But it's like I've kind of fallen into that bracket because I've always got on like really well with guys. I'm always kind of like the jokey person that kind of people get on with. In terms of people that I attract, I've always been like the grower. Do you know what I mean? I've always been the person that when people get to know me more and they get to see more of my character, that's when they start to like me, and they start to like, fall for me. I guess I can be a bit bad on first dates because I'm just, I don't know, like most people, you're just really nervous on a first date, aren't you? And you can't show all your personality over in like an hour. So I've always tended to like be a grower, and that's how people have kind of got to like me. But I do tend to fall into the friend zone bracket, probably because I've always kind of been the kind of cute girl next door girl. So I do tend to get lumped into the kind of the friend zone vibe. Whereas guys can get stuck in friend zone, also kind of want to mention how girls can get stuck in what I call sex zone. Sex zone is basically when a guy will see you in terms of you're good enough to have sex with and he's attracted to you, but he doesn't want to like push forward into a relationship, so you kind of get stuck in sex zone. So whereas friend zone is kind of the guy getting stuck and he can't push forward into the relationship zone, you kind of get these girls that are stuck in sex zone and they can't move forward into relationship. And it's exactly the same thing. I guess it's kind of where you're just pushing for something that just isn't going to happen, and there's always going to be one person that needs to kind of back down in a way, possibly. And what you need to be wary of as a female is to not let guys put you in that bracket of sex zone. I mean, I've seen it when a girl will really like a guy, and instead of like holding firm on their boundaries, they will go down the route of just having sex with someone, like fingers crossed, hoping and praying for it to turn into a relationship. And some girls will even lie about what they like think or feel. So they'll be like, this is fine, I'm just really cool, yeah, that's fine, yeah, I can be chill, yeah, it's just sex. But really, they don't want that. They want the opposite. They really like someone and they want it to progress into a relationship, but they're kind of lying to themselves. I think I've probably like been in the situation too, where you know and you can sense that the guy isn't 100% there. He doesn't possibly like you enough, and you're just like whittling down your boundaries because you really like someone. It's always the way. If a guy really, really likes you and you don't like him, it's easy to be more standoffish with someone. But as soon as you like someone, it's so difficult. It's almost like you turn into a completely different person. And instead of being that like really chill person, you just turn into this complete like embarrassment. So I just say to girls to just try and not get yourself into that situation where you've been sex zoned by a guy, basically. Once you go down that road, and then once a guy sees you in that type of bracket, it's often very difficult for a guy to put you out of that bracket and then move you up into girlfriend territory. The trouble is, what you've done is you've whittled down all your boundaries, and there's nothing left really for the guy. There's no incentive. If you're giving the milk away for free, who's going to buy the cow? And it's so true. If you're giving a guy all these girlfriend benefits, why would he want you to be his girlfriend? Because he can get the girlfriend benefits off you, and he can get all the security and the company and all that from you. And he can just have his cake and eat it, and he can just go off and sleep with other girls too. And what guy's going to turn that down, basically? The chance to sleep with multiple people. Unless a guy is at that point where he wants to settle down, then there's no point. You're playing a losing battle. I've said that in videos before. If a guy doesn't want a relationship, like, don't even try. Don't even try. And try and make him want a relationship with you, because if he's not ready, he's not ready. Just walk on, find someone else. So if you stay to the end of this, you're probably trying to work out how to get out of friend zone and how to get out of sex zone, and there is no answer. Sorry, clickbait. All you can do is you can just literally just keep being yourself, keep being a nice person, and when you're interacting with this person, just don't go out with the intention to try and convince them to like you, because that's where people make the mistake. Is the more you try and convince someone to like you, the more they'll just run away. Basically, they say if you're chasing after someone, then what are they doing? They're running away. So you're chasing after, like, you know, a moving object that you know, you're not going to catch them. So just try and just keep being yourself, but like hang out with them without an agenda, but ultimately focus your attentions on finding someone else that doesn't put you in that bracket. And then I guess if it is too painful to be around someone that you do like and the feeling isn't reciprocated, then you probably have to stop hanging around with them, to be honest, because you don't want it to affect your own mental health. And at the end of the day, guys can get a bad rap for this, and women can really blame the guy and be like, oh, guys are horrible. If a guy doesn't like you, you're not going to get every single guy to like you. Chemistry of a guy is so rare, and it's such a rare thing to find, and that's why it's so special. It's because you're not going to find it with lots of guys. It's something that's rare and special. So if in that instance it's making you upset, then you probably just shouldn't hang around with that person. Maybe leave it a while and then see how you feel about the situation, and then see if you can hang out with them again, maybe in the future. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.